Good afternoon, YouTube. Well, not the best day, it's a little bit drizzly, but I'm taking this opportunity to pop out for a spot of lunch, and yes, you've guessed it, I'm going to the Leakley Farm Shop Cafe. Well, the drizzle seems to be turning into rain, but never mind. These things come and go. I'm sure it'll brighten up again later. So, now that I've had this bike for, just about 3 months, nearly 4 months in fact, I thought I'd tell you a little bit about what the experience of riding it has been like over that period of time, and what trials and tribulations I've had with it as I've gone along. A sort of things I like about it and things that not so much. I don't like to say things I love and things I hate, because I think hate is a very emotive word. It's just some things on this bike which I think could be better. Right. So let me have a little think, and I'll see what I can come up with. I hope you find this interesting. Suppose we could start with a few things that I'm not so keen on. Things that have caused me the odd problem here and there. Well, I suppose the first thing that comes to mind is the length of time it took for the bike to actually turn up in the showroom for me. It seemed to take quite a few weeks. A lot longer than I expected anyway. But that's a very, very minor point. Another thing, of course, was the seat. The original seat, comfortable as it was, for me was just a little bit too high. It needed to come down a little bit just to be that bit more comfortable. I ordered it, and I knew that once I got it fitted that it would be a couple of inches lower down and I could get my feet more comfortably onto the floor, which is something that I like to be able to do. Now, I ordered that seat at the same time as I ordered the bike with the bar end mirrors and everything that went with it. But for some reason the seat seemed to take a good few weeks longer than the bike did to arrive. So that could have been done a little bit better. It would have been nicer if it had all arrived at the same time. And then, of course, once I had the seat fitted, because I fitted it myself with the help of Anthony, my son, it did indeed make all the difference that I wanted, and it is really comfortable to ride it. Again, not a major thing, but something that could have been better organised. There was, of course, the business with regards to the gear shifter, which was just a little bit too low for me. Apparently it comes as standard like that. It was one notch on the spline too low. Didn't take much of a job to adjust that, and now it's absolutely where I want it, and again it all just falls as I need it. And the false neutral problem that I was having before I changed it has almost completely disappeared, although it does sneak in occasionally from time to time, and can be a little bit annoying, especially when I'm pulling away from traffic lights or at a roundabout. That's a little bit more of a niggle. Then, of course, there was the business with the speedo. Well, you've seen all about that. That really should have been sorted out before it went out. Clearly quality control wasn't a major thing at the time. In fact, I'm pretty sure if it had been a car, they would have done a recall and got them all changed without question. Something you could think about, Royal Enfield. Now, on to the more positive side of things. The bike is exceptionally comfortable. The riding position is just about spot on. And as I've mentioned, the seat now is really where I want it, and I could ride this bike pretty much all day, and have done. I'd also like to mention the lights on this bike. I did a bit of late evening riding the other day, and I have to say the headlight was really quite bright. It threw a nice puddle of light in front of me, and it lit up the road really well. So yes, I'm pleased with that. Oh, look at the deer in the field here now. It's not the fastest bike on the planet, and it doesn't have all the electronic aids that you hear about so much these days, but it does have ABS, and it does have a USB port, and it's disc brakes front and rear. The ride quality is really good, and I have to say the miles per gallon makes me smile every time I work it out. This last time I checked it, I got 102 miles to the gallon. 102. My Honda VT750 Cruiser, the Silver Fox, at best will give me about 82. So I'm getting 20 miles to the gallon better on a run. Well, no, actually I'm getting 20 miles to the gallon better just generally. On a run it'll probably be even better than that. I did want to check it when I went down to the Peak District on this Cub, but of course I had all the speedo issues and things went a bit wrong with regards to the actual mileage on there, so I wasn't able to get an accurate figure. But next time I do a long run on this bike, I'm going to work it out and see just what I can get to the gallon on this. See how it goes. I'll bet it's going to be in the 120s. So that's about it for the positives and negatives on this bike. Let me know what you think. Have you got any other problems or issues? Or are you really happy with yours? I know I'm going to be keeping this one for quite a while. Is it a permanent keeper? Well, we'll have to see. Well, we're getting quite close now. My stomach is definitely telling me it's lunchtime. So let's get in there. Right, let's get some lunch. Excellent lunch as usual. Now, took a couple of snapshots of the duck pond, and there's one for you, Ice Diddy. There's barely any water in it. I think the ducks are going to have to queue up to get a paddle in that. Well, as things look to be brightening up at the moment, I think I'm going to not go straight home after lunch. I'm going to pop up to the Route 59 cafe, see if there's anybody there, maybe have a coffee, and then make my way back from there. Just coming into Panel now, according to the sign here. It says so on that panel. Now, to each his own, but would you have a car that colour? Well, where's he going? Oh, I see. Now, there was a sign back there that said that the A59, which I'm on at the minute, is blocked 10 miles from here. I'm just trying to remember how many miles it is to the Route 59 cap. I don't think it's 10 miles, but we'll soon find out. That's a clever trick, being overtaken on a roundabout. Not always the most sensible way of doing it, but hey ho, we got through it. Well, that's a few interesting photographs taken here at the Bolton Abbey railway station. I don't know if you can see it in the back of the photograph, but there was a little green steam engine just over there. Looks like a saddle tank, for those of you who are in the know. Right, Route 59 for a coffee. Let's go. And here we are at the Route 59 cafe. And two bikes kicking about. Let's get a coffee. Quite the collection of bikes here today. Right then, coffee drunk. Let's get cracking. Time to head for home. I didn't see any road blockages anywhere. That sign back there must have been out of date. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Bit of an impromptu one. I wasn't really planning on making a video, but still, thoroughly enjoyed being out. It's always nice, even if it is blowing a gale. It's been a pleasure chatting to you today. Well, I'll end the video in the usual way by saying, look after yourselves, look after the people around you, and until next time, bye for now.